Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to do a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for those of us who find ourselves on this channel without any Piscean anything. You're probably an empath and you're probably needing messages from your soul. Excuse me. All right, just getting the cards ready. Okay. So I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard was getting used to watching you. I don't know if that's you watching yourself or someone else watching you, but getting used to watching you. So let me just finish getting the cards. All right. Something like that. And then this deck. So let's get started. One, two, three. That's a lot of cards. Okay. It's a lot of cards. All right. Cleansing. So something needs to be cleansed between you and another person. Um, it's almost this sense of like actually watching you. Watching you cleanse yourself, cleanse your thoughts, purify, watching you in the act of basically like getting almost like getting your life together, getting your personal stance in a more solid position, like really getting to know yourself. Whoever this is, well, I don't know. They're focused though. They're focused. You're over here minding your own business, doing your own thing, and someone is just really focused. It keeps giving me a sense of like they love seeing you in your natural element, seeing you be who you actually are. I wonder if like this is someone who at one point they thought they knew you, but now it's almost like they're realizing they really had no clue how deep you actually are, like the depth of you, the richness and like the thickness of it all, like the viscosity, because a lot of people that I guess they or anyone really comes across, there's really just a watered down sense to it. Most people allow themselves to be totally watered down, and with that it takes away the substance of you, and it's almost like they're watching you regain that substance, that viscosity, that thickness, that gives you a more like savory type of feel to your energy. So, see feminine, lady, goddess, like your goals to them. Okay, you're like the epitome of what they're looking for in a person. Ooh, um, Cody's mom's like, "You're their dream girl." Like they literally, if they were to dream up a person, and obviously um I'm speaking in the feminine sense because the card is feminine, lady, goddess. You can be their dream guy too, but you're their dream girl. Like if they were to dream up a girl that was perfect for them, not perfect like a Stepford wife type of perfect, but perfect in every sense. Um, like everything that they're looking for, that it would probably be you. It would probably be you. Um, So she's the dream girl, and then she's like you feel like home. She's vocal. She's vocal today. Okay. Everyone say hi to Cody's mom. Poor Michael. Everyone forgot about Michael, and now they're just like, Cody's mom, hey. All right. I assume this is someone you had interactions with at some point. This card comes up quite a bit lately. I don't know if you guys have been noticing that. It's like at some point they wanted you gone, they wanted you out. Now it's in reverse, so they want you back. So it's like leave, and then it became come here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is a friend. I don't know if this is romantic, if this is family. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, they no longer have their security. They no longer have which is cottage security. Oh, it's almost like this sense of they've left. Wherever they were, they've left. They've left or they're planning to leave. Um security like relationship? I don't know. Hold on. So it's almost like wherever they were living, it's no longer their safe space. It's like the sense of the security blanket was ripped off of them. So I assume whoever this is, they're in a bad space right now, like a really dark heaviness. I feel it across the chest. I feel a lot of like almost like sitting at the edge of the bed with your elbows on your knees and just going like this, like stressed. I feel a lot of stress. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. Hold the phone. Okay. It's a breakup. Yeah. It's a breakup. So this is now suddenly becoming very specific. Oh my god, it's making my throat veins pop out. Yeah, yeah, that's sad. That's sad. Um this was giving them a sense of security before, like an anchor point. It might be you. You're going through a breakup. Whoever it is, they're going through some sort of separation. It's something that was once um like an anchor point of security. Like as long as this is tethered to me, I kind of know where I'm going. I know who I am. Um it's just like it's sad because it's like everything, excuse me, everything that they were building for themselves or that you were building for yourself, it feels like it just like, like what happened to all our plans? That kind of sense, like what happened to all of our plans? Why couldn't we make it work? Ooh, are you saying that? Or is the person that's being, separated from saying that? Is that what they feel? Is that what they think? I don't know. This is a really intense situation. There's no more dedication there. The sacredness of that altar space, the sacredness of that altar space has it's tainted. It's tainted because the reality of it has finally set in. Um, I assume this was like you could see it as like one of those altar spaces, a picture of an altar that you'd find like on Pinterest or something like that, and it looks all like very very cool and like magical and like dark, and and people like that kind of aesthetic. And then they turned the lights on and they saw that literally that aesthetic doesn't carry through the whole room. It's literally just that one little place, and then it felt fake. It felt like whatever was built on something that wasn't actually real. And then the juxtaposition of the realness of your magicality, because you're a magical mofo. You're magical. Um, I think maybe we need to begin this conversation and really allow ourselves to embrace what I'm about to say. Empaths and Pisceans are just magical AF mofos, okay? Y'all are so magical that when you allow someone to actually witness who you are deep inside, they never forget that. Whether it's as a friend, whether it's romantic, they never actually truly get over you. When you can tap into that most authentic part of you. Now, many of us continue to live in such a way where we hide that because we want to assimilate. We want to be with the muggles. You know what I'm saying? We want to be normal. But when you tap into that, like, I'm not normal, it's all good. Where have I heard that before? That suddenly, like, I felt it in my chest. Cody's mom goes, like, cuckoo, cuckoo. Or have I heard that before? I hate that my memory doesn't work. I hate that my memory doesn't. Where have I heard that before? Is that like a movie? Is it a song? Hold on. Is that a song? Hold on, hold on. Is that the name of the song? Um, la, la, la. Okay. Is it a Mexican song? Okay, how do you spell it? Hold on. I'm I'm suddenly surging energy. Okay. Hold on. I gotta see what this is. I don't think I've ever heard this before. What the in the world? Okay. So All right. So the altar has been desecrated. Yeah. The sanctity of whatever it was, it's gone. There's no more sanctity there. Let me stim for a second. Sorry. It's too much information. It's too much information. It's making me frantic. Okay. Witch's hat power. There's power under that hat, okay? There's a lot of power in the thoughts that are taking place. These are difficult thoughts, these are difficult things to consider, but it's just these are things that need to be considered. Whatever they are, whatever these thoughts are, they're powerful. They need to be considered. It's just this thing of like, just breathe, allow yourself to process. If you're getting overloaded, sometimes what you have to do is begin stimming, like the movement, the processing of that tactile sensation. You have to just allow yourself to purge out whatever is unnecessary and whatever's being used to simply overwhelm you. Okay. It's almost like all of these words that are being spoken by so many other people are the very things that are overwhelming you. Cody's mom goes, tell those B words to shut up. Who is the B words? What is the B words? Who? There, okay, so there might be B word people. TGOB, the group of there's people in your life who are trying to meddle. They're trying to enforce upon you, impress upon you their beliefs of what you should decide, and no. No. Decide something for yourself for once. It's almost this feeling of, for the past how many years you've been letting this TGOB decide things for you. I'm telling you, don't get me riled up again. I got riled up last night for 3 hours. For 3 hours, I got riled up. Don't rile me up again today. That stressed me out so bad. I went to sleep basically right after the live stream ended, and I've been asleep the whole night. Don't emotionally rile me up. That taps me out. So the TGOBs, they've been really, really meddling. It's like that's what they always do. They always just involve themselves, and then they're like, well, I mean, you can make your own decisions. It's your life. But I'm just saying, you're making a big mistake. I almost want to say, tag me in, boo. Tag me in, bring me into the fold. I'll stand right with you. I'll look at the TGOB. I'll look them in the eyes. I'll be like, what? We deciding something on our own. Don't get me riled up. Oh, oh, shoot. Ooh, ooh. Oh, Lord. We've just entered into a space of like, do you guys know that when you pay someone to do a love spell, that is such a violation of sovereignty? Oh, but it worked. They love me. No. No. That's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to do that. To take someone's sovereign free will, manipulate it, cause an obsessive compulsive type of thing so that you can control them and own them. That's a sense that I just got. That's the sense that I just got. That maybe this started as like, y'all were chilling, y'all were just chilling, and maybe you guys went through something, and that's what caused um an opportunity to kind of like trauma bond for a little bit, and then in desperation this other person, they didn't want to be alone. They didn't want to be alone, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna do a little spell. You know what I mean? I mean, you already like me anyways. Like what is the harm in that? The harm in that is you're being a horrible person. That's demon horita type behavior. For real. That's demon whore behavior. Mhm. I need to do, instead of like Urban Dictionary, I need to do an emmydictionary.com. Emmydictionary.com. That's what I need to do. Demon horrors are just like, whew. Whew. So it's this thing of like, maybe their intent wasn't malicious. Maybe their intent was pure. Like they just loved you and they want to make sure like it works out this time. Oh, so this is someone that you guys were in a relationship before. Whoever had the spell done on them, this is someone who, ooh, oh, I wish a motherfucker did, girlfriend. They did. How about this? How about this? See, look, ritual. Paying someone to do it. It's a ritual. How about this? How about I go ahead and undo all of that right now? How about that? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. For whoever this is that was the recipient. Oh, shit. This is totally a song from childhood. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. Doop, 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 doop. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. And then the witch doctor, she told me what to do. She said, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. They told the witch doctor they're in love with you. And then the witch doctor told them what to do. Oh no, I am so mad. I don't know. I am so mad. Like I feel a lot of emotion rising up. Like a lot. So, Michaela, do we involve ourselves? Do we undo it? Or is this something that just, we need to let it run its course? We need to. Does it affect the trajectory? All right. So I want to undo it, but then like Michael's asking me, "Are you sure?" I don't know. Am I? And then now Cody's mom's like, I don't know. I don't know. If this is something that's gonna bring the person that much more sense of personal power and personal strength, knowing that they overcame this without any assistance, like they did it on their own terms, then I guess I shouldn't get involved. Um, Michael says it comes down to, do you believe they have the personal power to free themselves of this? Um, Part of me is like, well, it depends. Who are you talking about? But then the other part of me is like, don't we all? Don't all of us have the ability to get to this place where, we understand that we have options, and that we're beginning to weigh out those options. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, I won't. I won't. You're right. He says if you're asking, don't do it. Right. So I won't. I won't get involved. Okay. I won't get involved. I won't get involved. Okay, so moving forward. Ha ha! Sorry. Oh, Lord. Can you come hold my hand? Can you come hold my hand? Please, can you come here and hold my hand? I'm waiting for him to come here and hold my hand, please. It's just a lot that the most magical people go through. And the things that you go through really are opportunities for you to learn, to really, really learn just how powerful you are, what you're capable of, how much you can actually overcome. And when people interfere in that process, even though again their intention is good, it might take that potentiality of you actually learning just how powerful you actually are. You know what I mean? Like all of the things that I've been through, especially in the last couple years since I've been publicly visible, um, they really helped me to learn so much about myself and the truth of my capability, the truth of the depth of my integrity, my ethics, my morals. All of the things that I've been through have shown me time and time and time again, I really am a good person. I'm not faking being a good person. Like, this is me. This is who I am. Even behind closed doors, this is actually who I am. You guys get to see more of who I am because I'm in a room by myself talking to my laptop and Michaela and Cody's mom. So it's like you don't see the me in the physicality. I do not talk to people in real life. I mean, even relatives, I am mute AF. I am literally mute AF. Yeah. My sister-in-law, she's been my sister-in-law for I don't like double digit years. Double digit years. And it's literally just within the past like year, maybe less than a year, okay, that I've begun texting her. If y'all don't understand the gravity of like my introversion, she's been in my family for double digit years. I want to say maybe like 15 years or something like that. 14 years. I don't know, something like that. And I've only begun in maybe like the past year, literally, um, to text her. And that's not even like regular texting. That's like I've texted her maybe like 5 times. To me, that's like, oh my God, we're like bonding. She already knows how I am. She already knows, like, I don't be talking, nothing, you know? And everything that I've been through in the past couple years, these are things that I deal with it basically alone. And if I consistently had other people solving problems for me, I wouldn't know to the degree that I know just how strong I actually am. I'd still be able to pass it off as like, no, I wasn't able to overcome that, you know? There's just like, oh, it's that person and that person, they saved me from it. No, every single time because of who I am, how I am as a person. Excuse me, not because of who I am because I'm badass. No, I'm just very introverted of a person. I've done it myself because I've never really been able to bring it to other people and let other people like really truly get involved in it, and you know what I mean? So it's like if I were to have gotten involved just now, I would have robbed that. I would have robbed you of that. That experience where you know you're doing it. You're the one doing it. You got this. You literally got this. because you do. You can do this. You can. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know it might feel like it's just too hard. And, I wouldn't be surprised if there's this worry of like all of these financial plans that were in place. Because this person feels very, very is this like the same person that's been coming up is this the same relationship that's been coming up in the readings? Where like this person feels very controlling but very covert about their desire to control. They just want to make things efficient. Like, I'm not trying to boss you around. I'm just trying to make it easier. No, you got control issues. You got serious control issues. Whoever this is, they have serious insecurities. They have, they present this thing of like, I'm happy, I'm successful. You're in bottomless pit. This person is a bottomless pit of like misery, like legit misery. They don't want to let you leave. Card number 12, every journey starts with a single step. They keep trying to fumble up your steps. They don't want you to even have that first step, because then once you take that first step, they know that's it. That's it. They're done. That's it. That's it. That's just it. That once you take that first step and you have this freedom from them, you're never going to come back, because this was the last try at it. This was the last try. So all the different covert threats of, I can't tell you to stay. I can't force you to stay. I can't love you into wholeness. Who said you weren't already whole? I can't make you see that I'm the best thing for you. That's that makes me want to throw something. I'm looking for something to throw. I'm not a thrower, you guys. I don't throw things. I'm legit looking for something to throw at this point. No matter how nice, anyway. There's nothing I want from a past person except the wisdom and strength I gained. Woo! I'm saying that's a whole chi-hoo of a statement. Mm. Mm. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Ooh. Ooh. They want to say that this is your fault. Look, I'm in a fetal position, naked in my truth. I just want to love you. I'll do whatever you want. Why does it always have to be your way? Like, these are things that, like, the sense of it. This is a weak person. Just flat out, let's be blunt. This is someone who's weak. This is a weak person, and people can get upset all they want if they want to get upset about, like, oh my God, you're being judgmental. No, I'm calling it how it is. When you use these type of manipulation tactics, you're weak. You're weak. That's that. You don't like me saying it as it is, don't listen, or pretend the reading's about someone else, or maybe take into consideration why you're getting triggered over a general reading, because I'm not really addressing a specific person. I'm talking about the energies that these cards are bringing forward. So, that's weak behavior. Ooh. There's this quote that pops up in my head every once in a while. Do, 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 do. I don't have it memorized. I'm going to have to look it up. I love this quote. It's by Craig Crippen. Evolve or remain. You're being presented with a choice. Evolve or remain. If you choose to remain unchanged, you will be presented with the small challenges, the same routine, Oh, with the same challenges, the same routine, the same storms, the same situations, until you learn from them, until you love yourself enough to say no more, until you choose change. If you choose to evolve, you will connect with the strength within you. You will explore what lies outside of the comfort zone. You will awaken to love. You will become. You will be. You have everything you need. Choose to evolve. Choose love. And here's the thing, that quote can be used to help inspire, encourage, trigger you into a place of change, action, movement, dynamic, going from static to dynamic. You are a dynamic force of energy. Or it can be used to gaslight you into believing this fear that if you choose something else, then you're being the same person and you're just scared because I can love you in a way that no one else can. Honey, there's other rich girls out there. If that's the only way you're talking about, there's other females who actually have more digits in their bank account. If that's all you have to offer, that's not much. This is someone that's the sense that I get. Like, who's going to give you the kind of life that I can give you? Is that all they are? Your sugar baby? Go buy a puppy, because you don't actually want a life partner. You want a life puppet. Go buy a puppet. Those don't talk back. Okay? They, whoever they are, it's like this imagery of they've just shoved their hand all the way up your ass to the elbow. To the elbow. And they're trying to do the internal to speak through you. I don't know. Make up your own mind. I can't tell you to stay. I can't tell you to go. But I am telling you, this is a fucked off situation. It's messed up. It's messed up. They're showing people, look, I just been crying all day because you won't come back home. Y'all, I spilled my coffee. I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated. I fucking spilled my coffee. I'm trying to wash down what I want to say, because what I wanted to say was cry some more, bitch. Cry some more. Woo! Just not. I don't like this type of female energy. I don't even know if it's a female, but it's that toxic female energy of, but I'm crying already. Cry some more. Cry some more. Like, I really don't care if you're crying. It feels like it's someone that uses their tears to get their way. Normally, my usual belief is that tears from a goddess are sacred, especially when it's someone who they try to always be in control. They try to always be that foundation for other people. They're a giver, they're a lover, and when you're a giver, an overgiver, you tend to ignore your own emotions. You stuff it down so you can address other people. So when you finally allow yourself to cry, it's usually because you're moved to the point of love overflowing in a liquid manner. You know what I mean? Like liquid love overflowing the eyes. And those type of tears are sacred. They're sacred. They're healing. This is not those type of tears. This is spoiled brat type of tears. Crocodile tears. Yep. This type of crying is not healthy. This type of crying is manipulation. It's manipulation. The feel that I get is like, but I've done so much for you. What more do you want? When I do something for someone, I'm doing it for them. I'm not doing it to put a tally mark on a ledger board. So now you owe me X, 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 X. Okay. When you and I have an argument, I'm not going to be like, but I've done so much for you. No, I'm never going to throw that in your face. The only time I will have to bring up, like I do a lot, is if you're trying to tell me that I don't do enough. Like, motherfucker, I do a lot. Don't try and talk to me like I don't do anything and I don't contribute. Okay, that's the only time. If you make it this point of like, trying to tell me that you do more than me, and no, this is a partnership. We each do our part. People who are like, I do some, they weren't doing it for you. They bought you something that wasn't bought for you. They were buying you. They took you somewhere. That wasn't a trip to celebrate. That was a trip so that you have in your mind how much they spent on you. You owe them now. You owe them now. People like this should not have access to you if you know someone like this. It's not worth it. The cost of your soul, the price of your peace, that's not worth it. It's people like this that gave me an entire whole complex of allowing other people to help me. It's people like this. I learned real well how people like this operate. I'm good. I'm good, but I can give it to you. I mean, you need it. No, I can earn it. No, thank you. No, thanks. Why are you being difficult? I'm offering. I'm grateful that you offered, but I really, I want to earn it on my own. I'll make it happen on my own. What I'm really saying is, I'm sorry, my soul is not for sale. I am not for sale. You're not for sale unless you want to be. At which point, disregard everything I just said. Live your life, make your choices, disregard everything I said. Don't feel any shame. When you make that decision, you made that decision, live with it. You know what I mean? Like, really just embrace it. If that's what you chose, that's what you chose. I hope you have a happy life with that. I'm not here to convince anyone anything. I'm here to give my perception on these, like, hypothetical. I'm assuming it's hypothetical, right? This better be hypothetical. This better be hypothetical. Hypothetical situations that people might encounter. This better be hypothetical. I swear. I swear. Oh, it's like maybe you've already left. Maybe you've already shut them out, and the word wants to be written. They want a reaction out of you. Maybe they're texting you, they're texting and texting. Where are you? Come home, come home. Where are you? I'll do whatever you want. And be careful about those type of text messages. Be careful about those type of text messages because they're very much loaded. They're loaded because then it's like if you respond in a specific way, they're going to be like showing people that the TGOB, they're going to show the TGOB. Look, like, I don't know what else to do. I always just do whatever they want. And excuse me. Yeah, it feels bad. It feels really, really bad. Let's just, if you're going to respond to text messages like that, maybe you should. Maybe just one response of, we've already discussed this in person. I'm not sure why you continue to text me. You're already aware of what my needs are, and you refuse to honor and respect what I communicated to you in person. I'm not going to be responding to any text messages because I don't need to. You already know where I stand. Just very cut and dry, like making it clear, because if they're to show this set of text messages to other people, making it clear, like, there was, oh shoot, there was a conversation that took place outside of this text, because they're trying to paint it in a certain way. Whoever this is, they're trying to paint it in a certain way. I'm just over it. You're going against the grain. Okay. They're trying to sand you down. See all those seagulls? Those are the flying monkeys. Every time this card comes up, I think of Finding Nemo. And what did the seagulls say? The seagulls only ever said one thing in Finding Nemo. What did they say? Mine, 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 mine. You belong to no one. You belong to no one. You are your own person. Think of what you want in life, make that decision, and choose you. What's going to bring you peace? And sometimes the price of peace requires a little bit of chaos, sadness, madness as you're establishing what that peace is, as you are reestablishing your individuated identity. Be an individual again, be a sovereign again, be a free thinker. Allow yourself to make decisions for yourself. Okay. I don't know what your decision should be. No one should be telling you what to do. Not me either. You have to make up your own mind. Okay. You have to make up your own mind. You have to make these decisions for yourself. I feel like you're strong enough to make these decisions yourself, but there's just a lot of distortion that's going on. A lot of like people in your ear texting you, um, trying to make things work out. You can't make things work if they can't let you be who you are. Because the price of making it work is the cost of your identity as a person. If you're constantly being made to feel that the person as you are right now and the needs that you have right now are they make you wrong. They make you a bad person. They make you hurtful. They make you harmful. I don't know. I don't know. Michael says to put it in these terms. If the person that I am for you is someone who represents strength, someone who represents this beautiful concept of spiritual evolution, um, someone who represents what you would want when it comes to a partner's ethics, morals, just not my aesthetics. I'm talking about the way I see the world, the way I want people to be who they are and to love them as they are. To allow my love to be the very thing that encourages you to fly, not just be free, but to fly in that freedom. If you see that in me and you're like, God, if I had a life partner that embodied that type of energy, that type of perception, if there at any point you thought that, I'd never make you feel like you're wrong for being who you are. I might not agree with you all the time. I might get annoyed, but I'd never hold that over your head that you are who you are. That's not love. That's not love. And if choosing me means that you can no longer have the freedom to be who you are, I would quietly slip between your fingers. So in that empty space, something new could be placed. So that in my absence, you would have the space to fill that void with what actually does make you happy, what actually does make you feel whole. That's like, this treatment is not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to be made to feel as though your needs, they're not valid, that you have everything you have because I gave it to you and now you have to pledge your devotion to me. That's a transactional relationship. That's a transaction ship. I could ever only be with someone who sees me as something that could never be a transaction. Like, you would need to see me as this gift that you cherish, like your most prized gift you've ever received. Not that you own me, but that you've been gifted with me and that you would cherish that. I could never be in a transaction ship. That's just no. Mm-mm. No. Not even when I was a teen. Not even in my late teens, early 20s. Like, no. I don't care what you can offer me. I've had plenty of opportunities to be a sugar baby. No, thank you. I'll pay for my own dinner. No, no, thank you. Please don't buy me a house. I'm not going to live in there. Oh, you want to buy me a car? My car's perfectly fine. No, thank you. No, thanks. You want to buy me clothes? No, thank you. Oh, you want to have stuff custom made from the house of Gucci? I love Gucci, but please send it back. I don't want that. I don't know what you want in exchange for that. I'm good. I'm good. If what I wear right now is it's not designer, it's not label enough for you, there's other women who wear labels, who like, across the chest, they're a walking billboard. Not me. Mm-mm. Yeah, if it's gonna be a label brand, it's not. It's gonna be a little small insignia at the very bottom near the seam, and you can't see it. No, I'm not interested in that. No, no, I will not be sold. I will not be bought. I will not be kept. And it feels like for whoever this is, you need to find someone who is your equal. Oh, Cody's mom's like, they already found someone. They already found an equal. There you go. There you go. If you already found an equal, stop settling for things that are knockoff. It's just no, no. You deserve the real thing. You deserve whatever it is that really brings a ripe sweetness to your learning. Maybe you need to be single for a while. Who knows? Who knows? Whatever it is that you need, I'm sure it's not this. Whatever this is, whatever you're dealing with, it's not that. It's very unhealthy. Whatever that is, it's very unhealthy and it very much has distorted your sense of self. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. This is someone who's completely turning upside down your entire sense of self. Now, I don't want to make this into a whole thing of like, it's all their fault. They're horrible. It is their fault, partial, and they are having horrible behavior right now. But it's also your fault because you co-signed this. Yeah. That spiritual loan that was pulled out, it's in both your names. You got to take responsibility. Okay. Maybe at one point it was something that you thought was cute. Maybe it was something that like, ooh, spicy. Um, yeah. It reminds me of this thing like people always, because I used to really love spicy food. Like the spicier the better. And people used to always be like, oh my God, that's going to be spicy coming out too. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Spicy going in, spicy coming out. And I've never had that happen. So I don't have taste buds on my ass. I'm just saying. I don't know what people are talking about. Like, no, I don't have receptors like that. I don't know if y'all have receptors like that, but yeah. So this is the same concept. Spicy going in, spicy going out. I don't mean to make a joke of it. I'm just this is a very triggering topic for me. It just is. Sorry. Card number 13, power of attraction. So, I mean, yeah, you're bringing to you um the things that you need to experience. Okay. For some, you have to experience this so that you can get a full understanding of what you actually want, what you actually need. This was in reverse. Okay, so I can't be shady. This was the first card in the deck, in this stack. And then I was like, this is too much. So I shoved it in the deck, in the stack, somewhere in there. And I wasn't looking at the way in which I shoved it in. And when I shoved it in, it came out in reverse. And then Michael says, that's not the way it was originally before you tampered with it. And I'm like, okay, so I'll pull it out upright. And then, I was like, okay, so we went through that. Now we're moving to the next card. And he's like, now you have to hold yourself accountable for the way in which you tampered with the order of the deck. Okay. So here I am admitting that I did that. And he's like, so the original, which it's like, the original intent was right side up. And it's almost like this secondary message of maybe you thought that this was someone that you had an actual um viable connection with. This is someone that you thought was the one for you. No, all of that kind of went in reverse. So going beyond normal, like they're they're not, this situation, excuse me, is not capable of going beyond whatever this cycle is, because it's like this cycle has been ongoing for multiple years. I don't know what you need to do. I don't know. I don't know. You need to make a decision for yourself and you need to stick with it, is what it is. Okay. So it's like this is the antithesis of what you are actually searching for, what you want to draw to you. Okay. Um, It's basically everything you tried to convince yourself that you want in a relationship, in a life partnership, and it turned out to be everything that you did not want. And it's like you got caught in a position where now you feel stuck. You feel like there's not many options out of this. You have plenty of options. You have plenty of options. Okay. So, really, just, make a decision. Make a decision. Be the hunter, not the hunted in reverse. You haven't been allowing yourself to receive whatever it is you're needing to receive. You haven't been able to. That's a trauma response, not allowing people to really know what's going on, not allowing people to really help you through this. It's a trauma response, and I'm almost wondering if the people who love you actually knew what was going on. Would they still really like this person? Or would they suddenly be like, "Whoa, what? This is everything that's been going on? How come you never told us?" You know what I mean? It's almost like the TGOB are just TGOB by default because you never actually told them what's going on. I don't know, but I do sense some bichacho-ness in there. A little bit of that putito energy. Putita. The perfection of your life. Like everything is coming undone. Everything's coming undone. This feels like it's such a specific reading. My God. Again, not allowing yourself to receive, not allowing yourself to get the kind of help and support that you rightfully deserve simply because you don't want people to know what's going on. Maybe you're embarrassed, maybe you're ashamed. Oh my God. Um, I saw this video recently, and this girl had like, she had a fractured orbital socket. Like she fractured her eye socket, and it's all bruised and everything. And she's like, I don't know if it's an ex or a stalker. He came to her house the other night and he had this gift for her. And I guess it was this thing of like, he thought that the gift was going to be so amazing that she was going to reconsider and they were going to get back together and yada yada. And she said no, she didn't want the gift, and she asked him to leave, and then he got really upset, and then it became this physical thing, and then next thing you know, her face hit a wooden chair. And then the thing that hurt me the most was like, she was so ashamed. She's like, it was so embarrassing. She got embarrassed in front of the police and in front of the whole neighborhood. And all the neighbors were able to witness what she had to endure, as though that's her shame to carry. It's not yours. When someone does horrible things to you, that's not your shame to carry. That's their dirty secret, not yours. Stop volunteering yourself to continue to be the one that continues to maintain the secrecy behind the ugliness of their true character. Do you have to go on a public live stream and talk about your experiences? Not if you want to. I mean, if you don't want to, no. And if you want to, I mean, that's up to you. If you want to talk about stuff that's private for you, then go ahead. If you don't, then don't. But that's not your dirty little secret to maintain, to keep secret, to keep burying with more trauma, more trauma, more trauma, more avoidance. At some point, you're going to have to dig that back up to address it. The more you bury it, the more you're going to have to dig through to get to it. Now, everyone has their own time frame of how long they need to cope and how long they need to like avoid it so that they can kind of, piece themselves back together first so that they could finally take a good hard look at it and deal with it. But please don't wait too long. Don't bury it too much. That is not yours to hide. That is not your dirty little secret. It was done to you and you didn't deserve it. And I don't know if I'm talking about a woman or a man. It might even be a guy, because it's like, men tend to be shamed even more than women when it comes to this type of subject matter. They just like, there's this stigma that men have to live through if they are poorly treated by, a woman. It's kind of like, what happened? Like, no, yo, we need to let the sacred masculine begin this process of healing. They're allowed to feel emotions. They're allowed to feel, to hurt. They are allowed to vocalize, to share. We live in societies where our men are taught a real man doesn't cry. A real man, no, a real man doesn't let anyone else tell you how to process your life. Like, no, no, no. A powerful woman does not need to do anything to a man behind closed doors. That's not a powerful woman. That's a toxic girl. Okay? That's a toxic girl. And sometimes one of the most powerful things you can do in helping people overcome their toxicity is to be outright with it. To just like, hey, this is what you did to me. I'm not hiding it. You want to keep going to other people? Let me just lay it out there for everyone. Y'all, you better not get involved because she's been doing this, this, and this to me. And this is kind of just the end result. I've had it. I'm done. Don't involve yourself or you're going to get cut out of my life too, just like she is. I'm telling you, as someone who's lived through something where it's like, I kept really quiet on the ways in which other people's toxicity have been so like destructive for me, my peace, my life, my sense of self, my ability to heal, my ability to process my life. I don't got to tell you everything that I've been through. But if you're going to try and involve yourself without knowing what I've been through at their hands, you're going to get cut off too because you need to be. If you're taking sides for something that does not involve you, you need to be cut out because you're toxic too. And I've done that. I've done that. I've stopped talking to people who continuously come to me and like, listen, man, you've been mad for too long already. Just let it go. Just let what go? Has the person addressed the toxicity? They're still toxic. They're still coming to you crying about, I won't let them back in. What have they changed to deserve a place in my life? Because if they haven't deserved anything, if they haven't changed anything, they haven't deserved a new seat at my table. I'm not talking about kissing my ass. I'm talking about no longer being this toxic cesspool. And that's that. I'm not asking for too much. I'm not asking for too much when all I'm doing is setting this expectation of you not disrupting my personal peace. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like what I say or what I do or how I live. But you do got to quit trying to tell me how to live, what I can and cannot say. That's not asking for too much. If I ask you for your opinion, absolutely give it to me. If you're constantly giving me your opinion, that's toxic. I'm not asking for it. I'm not asking for it. So, an example of this, hypothetical example, right? Um, you my girlfriend, and I just bought a new skirt, right? And I'm like super excited about it. I felt really good in it when I was trying it on at the store. And you come over today, and I'm like, oh my God, I just bought this skirt. It's so cute. And like, I try it on and I show you, and you're like, do you still have the receipt? What do you mean? Girl, like, no. Like, I totally see your cellulite. Bitch, did I not just tell you I felt good in this? How would you guys feel in that type of situation? How would you guys feel in that type I mean, I've never had that happen to me. Um, how would you feel though? Because I know a lot of females have that one friend. Not all females, but a lot of females have that one friend who really just they always just got something to say. It's usually not anything nice. And it's usually disguised in this thing of like, I'm just looking out for you. Like, I don't want you going out wearing that and then, like I just, no, honey. 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 No, you don't get to excuse that. You don't get to be offensive intentionally and then tell me that I can't receive it in the way you intended it. Like, uh. No, that's not how it works. You intended to get this reaction out of me, and then you tell me that that wasn't your intent. I'm not an idiot. Y'all are not idiots. You guys know exactly what someone's intention is. Gotta pop my back. These are the kind of people You don't need that kind of access to you. They don't need that kind of access to you. Do you have to completely cut them out? I don't know. That's up to you. Can you be in a group of people with them and they behave themselves? Okay, then that's fine. If every time, even in a group of people, you're their target, maybe not a good idea then. You know what I mean? You need to do and choose and do what is healthiest for you and your personal peace. It's nothing new. Shock of the new in reverse. This is not anything new. This is what you've been receiving this whole time. In a relationship, maybe this person goes to everyone else anytime, they're not getting their way with you, and they divulge this and they divulge that. I'm like, oh, but don't tell her, or don't tell him that I'm coming to you. I'm just venting and I don't have anyone else to tell this to. Bitch, yes you do. Yes you do. Yes you do. You've been telling everyone. uh, they don't see who you truly are. For whoever this reading is for, they don't see who you truly are. They just don't. They don't. And here you are looking at the dark shadows, feeling devastated, like you're just not enough. You are enough. I promise you, naked in your truth, on a green velvet couch, you are enough. Without anything in your hands to offer anyone else, you are enough, even in that state, stripped bare, with not even your identity to clothe yourself with. You are enough. You are enough. There is no tea to spill. Why don't you start existing in spaces where they don't drink tea? You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you exist in places where the people who have the tea drink it instead of spilling it? You know? Maybe that's what you need to do. There are people who exist who don't spill tea. There are people who exist who can see the gravity of who and what you are, even when you offer nothing. Like, you are enough. You in yourself, stripped naked with nothing to hide behind, you're enough. In that state, you're enough. And there's even people who can see you in that state and think, oh my God, you're beautiful. Wow, you're powerful. Oh my goodness, I've never come across anyone like you before. There is this value to you that I can't even compute. I can't quantify. You're so amazing in your nakedness that I can't even put into words how valuable you are. There are people who exist who are like that. They're rare. But when you allow all the bullshit to fall out of your hands, both of them, meaning you're not holding on with, one hand, um, you'll have two hands to swim through the water all the way down to the depth that you need to reach, because that's where those people exist. They're not the surface dwellers of the world. They're the ones who are maybe introverts because they haven't found the right environment yet. And maybe you are the environment that they would thrive in. And maybe that's the kind of person that, it's the kind of person that you're looking for. Someone who naturally exists at the same depth as you, where you guys don't have to say anything because, there's Michael had me write this down a few weeks back. Let me find it. Ooh. The most powerful things use no words. The most powerful experiences cannot be described. They're just experienced, they're felt, and they're stored away in the mind and the heart to forever be cherished just by you and whoever else was involved. The most powerful things just are known by the people who need to know them. Ooh, it reminds me of this poetry. This is my favorite poem. Pablo Neruda. don't have it memorized. Let me read it to you, though. I think this is Cody's mom's favorite, too. It's going to be your favorite, trust me. I do not love you as if you were salt rose or topaz, or the arrow of carnations the fire shoots off. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved in secret between the shadow and the soul. I love you as a plant that never blooms but carries in itself the light of hidden flowers. Thanks to your love, a certain solid fragrance risen from the earth lives darkly in my body. I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you straightforwardly without complexities or pride. So I love you because I know no other way. No other way than this, where I do not exist, nor you, so close that your hand on my chest is my hand, so close that your eyes close as I fall asleep. I'm just saying. That's like, I think she's, oh, she likes it. She likes it. We just converted another Naruto fan. Card number 19, dream a beautiful dream. The nightmare needs to end. Start a new dream. A new dream that involves you. You are the epicenter of this. One of the biggest mistakes that I've made in my life is to think that my dream required so many other people. My dream is mine. I should be the only thing at the epicenter of that. I still don't know what my dream is. I don't know what my dream is. I don't know what I aspire to be. I just know that whatever it is, I'll understand it. I'll know it. I'll identify it and claim it as mine when I'm already living through it. My dream is to achieve my purpose, whatever that purpose is. I don't need to know in advance what it is. I just have to be willing to live it and look back and see I've been it my entire life. I've been living my purpose my entire life. How many people can say that? Because I think you would have to look back at your life and what you've been through in order to be able to actually assess and genuinely be able to say, I've been living my purpose. I can look back at my life that I've lived so far, and I can say, I genuinely believe every single part of my life has served its purpose in order to bring me to the next step, which takes me to the next step and the next step and the next step. And because of that, I feel like I've been living my purpose. My purpose is going to continue to expand and elevate, ripen, and deepen as I continue to walk it. And I'll continue to not need to know what it is and how to do it. I just will. And that everything that I do, even though there's times where I choose things that maybe disappoint me, maybe disappoint my expectations of me or other people, my expectations of other people disappoint me, I'll know that everything is for purpose. And in that purpose, I'm living my purpose. And whatever it is, it's a profound thing, and it only needs to be profound for me. It doesn't have to be this contrived purpose that's global in nature, that, I'm going to be the savior of the world. No, my purpose is for me. It's for me. It's for me to feel as alive as I possibly could feel. And if in me feeling alive, it requires me to do for others, oh, that's beautiful, but it's still my purpose. It's still for me. It just so happens that other people benefit from it, but it's still mine. It's my purpose for me, living my life so I feel alive. We have to let go of this concept of your purpose is not valid unless you're saving people. I'm not Captain Save a Ho, and y'all are not hoes. I'm sorry. I am a captain of my own ship. Remember, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán. Just saying. She wants me to sing it again. And she likes how I belted it out yesterday with feeling. I can't sing on request. Cody's mom, that's just not what I do. You're either gonna hear me or you're not. By the way, y'all, I was having a moment yesterday. I was going potty, and this woman just like, I was just, like minding my own business in my own bathroom. And I happened to look over, and can someone tell me why this woman was in my bathtub? Still face obscured. It's like blurred out. But she was sitting in my bathtub trying to have conversation. I'm like, ma'am, ma'am, I cannot pee if you are in here. Like, we not friends like that yet. And she's talking about, but you talked to Michael in the shower. I'm not going to talk to you naked in the shower. That's just like, you need to work up to that. You need to work up to that level of like connectedness. Like, just, I feel like you getting a little too comfortable with me. You're getting a little too comfortable. You can't rush me into this. You can't rush me into things. You gotta just like ease it on down. Ease it on down. Just ease it on down. Okay. Just a little too comfortable. Okay. Ooh, South Node. Did you guys see? Oh, you can't see that low. So crazy. She tossed it into my lap. Okay. South Node. Life's debts. Karma, when properly understood, is just the mechanics through which consciousness manifests. The South Node represents a karmic point in our charts where certain matters must be discharged or cast off in order to develop and move on toward greater things. And this is the dragon's tail. This is a point where most past karma lies in the astrological chart. This is a place where we are challenged and growth occurs through some kind of pain. So, that's what this whole reading was about, like the amount of pain that you've been going through. And sometimes we need to allow ourselves to experience this moment of willingness to quantify that pain. And in that quantifying of the pain, we're actually allowing ourselves to better assess what it is that we're learning, what we're growing through, what we're growing beyond. Okay. Now, many of us, we have an aversion to the processing of life's pain. I get it. I totally get it. What the actual, oh Lord. Oh my fucking God. We just tuck that under. Just tuck that under. See, it works. My hair keeps trying to dreadlock itself. Okay, that works. Anyways, many of us have an aversion to facing head on the things that have traumatized us, the things that have hurt our feelings. It's understandable. It's very, very common. But just because it's understandable and very, very common does not make it something that will help you to grow. Okay? It's a coping mechanism. Because it's a coping mechanism, I understand you're struggling to cope. That's understandable. After a certain point, after a certain amount of time, and that's really, really unique for each person. But after that specific amount of time that is appropriate for you in your unique situation. You're going to have to find the courage to face it, even though it's uncomfortable. You're going to have to find the courage to process what happened to you. Now, you can put it off for a little bit or a little bit, whatever is appropriate for you and your unique processing needs. But eventually you need to process, okay? Ooh. The South Node is realistic and is the area of the horoscope that shows how we can know and understand who we truly are. Okay. The South Node represents karmic debts, which can make life circumstances hard. Neither the North Node nor the South Node are all good or bad luck. In fact, when it comes to the nodes, what will be given is what has been earned. So what will be given is what was earned. That tells me that you have earned the lesson, not that you deserve the hurt, but that you need to begin seeing that pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have in this life. It truly is. So allow that pain, maybe that sense of loss, maybe that sense of separation, that sense of disappointment, that sense of betrayal, whatever that pain is, allow it to teach you something about yourself. I don't know what you need to learn about yourself. I just know that you need to learn this, like be fully present as you learn it. There's no other way of getting there without the toil and effort. The South Node is also a key to what has been left unfinished or unresolved in your life. What lies therein is what we bring from not only our childhoods, but also our past lives. So, it's almost this sense of like, maybe this is someone who knew you from childhood. Maybe this is someone who you had unfinished past life business with. Maybe this is someone who is helping to prepare you to reconnect or find or whatever, someone who's actually um, had past lives with you and you guys need to have some sort of interaction in this life. I don't know. It's hard to say. It could be all of that. It could be none of that. It could be some of that. Who knows? Who knows? Allow yourself to assess what these messages are for you personally. We're not all going to get the same message from this reading. It was never intended to be like a personal reading for a specific person. It feels like that to me, like it's a specific reading for a specific person. I don't know who though. So I don't know. When this card turns up in a reading, it's turning point. It's a time of endings and beginnings. So something's ending. Okay. Whatever it was, it's going to be ending. Um, it's a time of endings and beginnings. Understand that there's something about to close that has been held in place for a long time. It's been a holding pattern for you. It's something that maybe felt very, very comfortable. And so you were hesitant to exit it. But now you really just don't have any other options. That's how it feels. It feels like you feel as though you have no other options. And I don't blame you. It doesn't feel like a happy situation at all. Familiar ways will end, ushering you forward in new ways and through different developments. You are ready to step out of the rut and align yourself with a higher vision. You may be evaluating certain aspects of your life to realize there's no longer any connection there and that it's time to move on. Be assured you will have a stronger foundation for your next venture. Door slam, but in recognizing what needs to end, it helps you to move on towards further maturity. A major turning point. This is a period to maximize the advantages of these changes, difficult though they may seem now. You will want to leave your comfort zone and make as many new contacts as you possibly can. So, with reading that, you're going to need to leave your comfort zone and make as many new contacts as you possibly can. That's telling me that it's almost like you've been isolated, that maybe you've had friends, but it's like even if you've interacted with friends, you haven't really let them know what's actually been going on and what you have been in. Um, Mm. Even though the South Node is not as congenial as the North Node, they are still in balance, having things in common. So when you face resistance at a particular time, that's your South Node telling you, over here, this is a better way. Blocks and obstacles, especially in this case, are letting you know you are not on the right or golden path. The South Node is all about being prepared for what comes next, and that means being experienced. There's no winging it at this time, or your plans may truly sink. Sometimes, when the South Node is activated, it will take several tries to get what you're after. You could receive an unexpected rejection, one you weren't even looking for. You could even be asked to do extra tasks while working longer hours. The good news is, even though things are a bit tough at the current moment, it is still an advantageous time. You're about to hook up with people in your soul tribe. You are setting down a foundation for your future marvelous life. So, this is really a lot about allowing yourself to flow through this process, that you're being divinely guided, um that it's just one of those things. So yeah. um yeah, it's about restrictions and challenge, um dramatic sweeping change, doors closing while others open, breaking free, psychic breaks that bring on full potential, endings, letting go, wake up calls. Card number 35, 11th house, friends. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. So, it's a lot to do with equals, a lot allowing equilibrium to take place, allowing yourself to find people who are your equal. This has nothing to do with you thinking that you're better than other people. This has everything to do with recognizing when someone who you thought was your equal clearly is someone that's just serving as a weight to keep you from rising. You know what I mean? I mean, we all can make up our own decisions. And if your decision involves, adding to your suffering, that's your decision. That's your decision. But you can't later be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe no one no, you decided that. You decided that. So, don't complain about what you decided." Just saying. Just saying. I deserve better than Okay, let me quit. I deserve better than this. I stayed okay, but you decided that. Not someone else. Okay. So, the three graces of hope, faith, and charity, the bonds of friendship. Rely upon support from friends and other associations. Don't attempt to go it alone. You will need help. So, let's see. The 11th house has much to do with our destiny that we decide to give before we leave this earth, our soul's purpose. The 11th house deals with a greater good and living up to that ideal. The 11th house card says that we're not alone in this world and that it's time to aim higher and go among the broader society to work with others or share energies, as it's not a good time to work on your own. The support of allies and other groups are necessary. Ooh, so kind of like reaching out to people who in your heart that they understand, their character, that they'd get it and that they'd support you. They'd, maybe quietly listen and let you vent and feel safe, feel protected, These are people who feel like a sanctuary to you. And the only reason they haven't been involved and more supportive thus far is because you haven't told them what you're actually living through. Maybe you lost contact a while ago, but that doesn't mean they're no longer your friend. That doesn't mean there's no longer a connection. That doesn't mean anything outside of both of you got busy. Life happened. And so you haven't had conversation. Okay. When this card comes up in a reading, the focus is on friends, what groups you belong to, and who you associate with. To achieve your objectives, pooling your resources with those of others may be necessary. There will be changes in your friendships and associations, or possibly you may be able to achieve an important goal or desire based upon who you know. Okay. A friend may have the very information you need to further advance your cause and goal. It could be through the friendship of lovers or spouses that you'll be able to attain your dream. This means you are to hook up with the right people at the correct time. Now is all about the people you know and what organizations you associate with. Let's see. Sometimes this card indicates the sudden appearance or disappearance of an old friend. So if this old friend hasn't been present, might suddenly pop up, or you might suddenly feel this overwhelming urge to reach out. If you feel this overwhelming urge to reach out, reach out. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel like you have to hide who you actually are and what you're going through. You'll be surprised. There are people who exist who are old friends that they have the capability of. What the fuck is that? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear anything? Tell me you heard something. Oh my God. My heart's pounding. Um, y'all, I don't fuck with fairies. The only reason I have a fairy named Pedro, he doesn't belong to me, but he's my homie. He followed me home from Peru. That's where he found me. And he decided to follow me home. Was that like fairy music? You heard music too. Y'all heard that, right? I can only have so many fucking magical friends. Okay. I only need one fairy. I only need one random ass woman and Michael. That's it. No more new people. For real. This is not a party house. No more new shit. I'm telling y'all. No more new shit. No more new friends. I don't even know if these three are my friends. I'm just saying. No more new stuff. That's just that. The appearance of the 11th house card means the collective, those who support you as friends, but can sometimes indicate open enemies and rivals. It could just be a spirited competition between you and another, bringing out the best in both of you. But in the end, what works out is what works out best for all. So it's not a good time to serve your needs only. It's time to be a comrade and give consideration to friends. I am not a comrade. I am not a comrade. I'm just saying. Okay, so card number 13. There's like some sort of hair or something, cat hair. I don't know. Okay, card number 13, Aries. I guess I'm not a natural. Oh, I guess I'm just a natural warrior. I guess I'm not a warrior. Cuz that scared the shit out of me. Like don't do that kind of shit. I don't stop inviting people over here. I don't like that. The Aries card says that it's okay to push now. Not me preparing to facepalm magical beings. I'm considering it. Just don't push too hard, the book says. Since Aries are impatient, they're also blunt and to the point. They make no effort to pretend to be something other than what they are, which in their eyes is number one. Everyone needs to understand this. Okay. They're not into playing games. They're genuine. They like matters to move fast. Um, let's see. When this card turns up, expect things to move fast, for there's no way to take it step by step. It will all be a mad jump. It may be a time of testing your will. You will work best in situations where you're able to make your own decisions rather than acting as an underling. You don't have to consistently be under someone's thumb. You don't have to be an underling. You are the master of your own life. You're the key holder. You're the key maker of your life. If a door is closed and you want it to open, make the freaking key and unlock it. That's just that. Make the key and unlock it. Allow yourself to open doors that you want to walk through. Create your own opportunities. Stop being so passive in the creation of your life circumstance. What does that mean? Like I just said, if a door is closed and you want to go through it, create your own key, unlock it, and walk through. This is your life. This is the mansion of your soul. There is no door within your own house that should be locked to keep you out of it. It's not like you're entering someone else's house. Okay? So unlock the doors you want to walk through within your own soul's mansion. Okay. You may find yourself running into walls. You will not want to compromise right now, but you should do just that. Sometimes it's best to allow bygones to be bygones and let it go. Any fighting or conflicts will not serve you at this time. In fact, it may poison the waters and make matters worse. So it's this thing of, if you've made a decision to leave something, leave someone, leave a living situation, leave a job situation, you don't need to make it into an entire war just because you're leaving. I don't feel like that's really what you want anyways. It feels like you just kind of want your peace and your space. And so, have that. Okay. Care must be taken to not be too foolish or rash. However, it's time to work for a cause and get things started. Just make sure you finish all that you start. This card marks a period where you are forceful and headstrong. You can now forge a direction or path as you have the vision and energy to do so at this time. In love affairs, you'll want to take the lead. You may attract spontaneous and enthusiastic lovers. Be ready to reach new plateaus. There may be the opportunity for more than one. Be advised to think beyond acting with aggression, especially in emotional dramas. In relationships, you or your partner will expect total freedom. However, avoid being quick tempered, because when this card turns up, there is a need for caution. Be steady and measured rather than hot blooded or impulsive. This marks a time where you need to be sensitive to the concerns of others, since you will want to move fast and strong without thinking things through. So it's not about not moving, it's about thinking things through, not creating a war when there can be a negotiation. And, in that negotiation, you can have things happen and unfold in a more peaceful manner. All right. Card number 3, Mercury mind. If you want to tell people the truth, make them laugh. Otherwise, they'll kill you. Mercury, the planet of intelligence and talking, is the closest planet to the sun, also making it the fastest planet to move through the zodiac. The Mercury card suggests you must put effort behind your talk. So, whatever it is you're going to plan for yourself, whatever is going to be put into action, it's going to take effort. It's not just going to magically unfold. And if you think that having to put effort into something and things not happening so magically and effortlessly is a sign that you shouldn't do it, then you haven't realized how much you're worth, how much effort you deserve to put into your own growth. You know what I mean? Um, let's see. Okay. So the god Mercury is a Roman counterpart of the Greek god Hermes. Hermes, the messenger with wings at his heels on and on his hat, connected to everything associated with the mind, quick wit, brevity, mental flights, trickery, and inspiration. Okay. Also movement, as in moving ahead, and also transit. So you're transiting into a new part of your morphogenetic template. This is probably an area within your development that the other person can no longer follow you into. They're stuck within their cycles and they cannot follow you where you're going. And if that's the case, that's probably why whatever this connection is beginning to falter, and that's the first stages of it completely ending. It really has less to do um about lack of love and more to do about lack of compatibility. People grow and they change, and if the compatibility level diminishes over time, it diminishes over time. It's not about the amount of effort. It's not about the amount of dedication. It's just it's not compatible. It's not. You know, sometimes people grow apart. It's not necessarily drama, it's you guys growing apart. um I don't know if that's what's happening here, but that's what comes to mind. So let's see. Mercury is also a comedian and can be a bit of a trickster. Just when the energy seems to be flowing one way, Mercury changes the direction. Might we add, Mercury is spontaneous and insanely flexible. So this it's this Lauren Hill song. Hold on. Let me find the words. My memory is so horrible. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. What was the name of the album? Miseducation. There you go. Excuse me. Can't take my eyes off of you. No, don't play it. I want the. Okay. It could all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard. Loving you is like a battle, and we both end up with scars. Tell me who I have to be to get some reciprocity. See, no one loves you more than me, and no one ever will. Yeah. Is this just a silly game that forces you to act this way? Forces you to scream my name, then pretend that you can't stay. Tell me who I have to be to get some reciprocity. I don't know. You got to be someone who's fucking mature, is what it is. And I'm saying, like, I'm not down for games. I ain't got no time for that shit. I'm just saying, the only games I'll play are the games my children ask me to play. And you ain't my child, baby boo. All right. Anyways, it could all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard. Sorry. Loving you is like a battle, and we both end up with scars. Tell me who I have to be. Okay, Mercury is the wisdom and the stupidity found in the intelligence when it's not connected to the heart or the feelings. So, is that like a lack of connection, a heart based connection? I'm wondering if once upon a time there was a heart-based connection and then that got unplugged. Too much tugging. You know what I mean? It's almost like they use that heart cord as a like a leash to tug you around with. I don't want to paint you as a victim though. I want to be very mindful of not doing that because you agreed to this. You participated in it. So you're not exactly a full-on victim. You're a co-creator of this. I mean, I do feel for you. I do. It's not okay to be treated however you've been treated. But we got to be careful about holding you accountable for the decisions you've made, because really that's why this was allowed to get this far, to have this depth of effect on you. You co-created this, you participated, you co-signed. And the moment you begin taking accountability for what you co-signed on, you'll begin to be able to enter into this place of like, I'm not co-signing for that kind of stuff anymore. Good. You're learning. You're learning about yourself and your life and your limits. Very, very good. Um, Mercury maximizes the imagination, but can also symbolize the liar when it comes to double talk with mixed meanings. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Dangling, maybe like that financial carrot. I don't know. Maybe there's other things that can be dangled, but financial stuff is such a huge, very, very common type of carrot to dangle in front of other people. It's a planet of gaslighting, causing purposeful confusion in the minds of others to gain something not really deserved. It goes back to that sense of the crocodile tears, where it's like, oh my God, I do so much for you all the time. You always have to have it your way. And, totally invalidating the fact that you do so much for them as well. Like you do so much for them as well, unless you don't. Let's see. Mercury tends to be chatty, superficial, and into playing games, psychological games, and other types of puzzles. Mercury governs friendly relationships and also the Freudian slip, where you say something that doesn't come out as intended, but actually reveals your real thoughts. Freud was a. Let me stop. It's Freudian slip. Anyways. When this card comes up, it's time to use all of your mental faculties to get your point across. Words and how you use them are very significant. Going back to what I was talking about, like, if this is an ending relationship and they keep texting you, come home, I'll do whatever you want, yada, yada, yada. Don't ignore me. I'm worried. I'm scared. Where are you? That could, the feeling that I got in the earlier part of this live stream was that it's manipulation, where if you don't answer, then it's shown to other people like this, they always do this to me and they do this to make me do what they want, and I only ever do what they want. It's always about them. I don't know what to do anymore. I just love them so much and I want them to come home so I can claw you when you get home and you're not going to tell anybody. Like, no, that's not how it works. Let's see. It may mark a period where you either have to talk your way out of something or talk your way into something. Whatever the reason or occurrence, how you communicate through writing or speaking is of utmost importance here. Composition, writing, or editing may figure in. Ooh. Ooh. Cropping the text message before your response. I don't know. This feels really shady. It's not a time to stay static or to sit still. Beware of gossip and other scandals. The important thing to remember is what you say in this situation can and will be used against you. So choose your words wisely. Since Mercury is a planet of speed, you can expect to see fast developments regarding romance or relationships. It can mean that friendship is the best option for you now. The time has not yet ripened to enter a relationship with a person. You may attract partners who are non emotional, highly rational, and objective. These lovers or fans may be offended by flip remarks or joking over serious matters. You may become involved with someone who double talks, is witty, but who does not emotionally connect. This is also the card of brothers and sisters as well as twins. Now marks a period which involves observation, reasoning, taking things apart, and putting them back together as they were or in your own order. It's a time of flighty emotions and matters developing quickly. The matter in question is best served by using intellect, weighing the matter, being reasonable, and also being spontaneous in your responses. Codes and forms of magic may also figure in. Mercury brings in keen awareness, so use your mind and what you know to the fullest in this matter. Again, tying back to what was said earlier regarding the potentiality that whoever this is for you might have gone ahead and involved brujeria. Card number 27, third house messages. You must stay drunk on writing so reality cannot destroy you. I don't know if this is someone else or if it's you. You must stay drunk on writing so reality cannot destroy you. So it's almost this sense of the reality of what's going on, the ending of whatever this cycle is, or the relationship, or whatever it is. Um, it's like maybe this ties into them consistently reaching out to you, reaching out to you, reaching out to you, because they can't accept the destruction of the reality of what this has come to. Now, I don't feel like it's right to celebrate their pain. Like, we don't want anyone hurting. You know, what's the point of that? What's the point of being vindictive? If you're going to leave, just leave. If you're going to stay, then stay and really put your all into it and work on it, make it work. And if you've already done that and clearly it's not working, then just go. Don't drag this out. Don't be vindictive. Don't do things that you know is going to hurt them just because you know you can and now you're pissed off and so you want to hurt them. Doesn't justify that type of behavior. Whatever was done, whatever you've lived through, don't be a mirror of that. Be the truth of who you actually are. Be a good person. If there's nothing left to work out, walk away. There's no need to punish anyone. Like that's ugly. That's ugly. Every relationship, and I haven't had many relationships, but every relationship that I've been in, like if there's nothing left to work out, then that's done. It's just done. There's nothing to discuss. You're not going to try and talk me out of what I already have observed for quite a long period, because really I'm not just going to be like, oh, you irritated me, it's done. You know what I mean? I know I'm the kind of person that observes things for a while before I make a decision. So once I make a decision, I've really exhausted every potentiality. And I don't see a way for this to work, a way where we can each be the person that we are and have it work. And no, you changing everything about you and becoming someone completely different simply for me is not a solution. I'm not selfish like that. I've never needed to be vindictive towards someone. I just don't. I don't like that. I don't like that. I just don't. Don't be that kind of person. Don't be the kind of person that's nothing but a mirror of that other person's toxicity. Is it enough that they're toxic like that? I mean, do you understand what kind of life they live if they're that toxic? Everything crashes and burns. Nothing ever really goes right. They're never actually truly happy. Isn't that punishment enough for them to be that kind of person and to not be able to change out of that? I mean, that's how I see it. When I walk away from someone, it's usually because I've exhausted every single potentiality that could have been applied. Um, and I just see like this is just who you are. I don't need to punish you because you already punish yourself. You're gonna live a shitty life because you have a shitty attitude, and I don't even need to add to that. Like, yeah, no, you're already ensuring that you're just gonna be miserable. I don't need to add to that. I'm just gonna move forward with my life. You do you, boo. Just you do you. Like, I'm good. I'm for real good. Let them be who they are. If you really feel like there's no other thing to work out and you've really exhausted everything, just walk forward in your life. Be amicable in your departure. Gather your things. And if they don't want to be amicable, just don't say anything. Don't respond. Just like, okay, sure, whatever. You realize this is why we can't have a conversation. And that's just, I'm not going to be responding at this point, you know? Like, it's never a civilized thing. And if it's never a civilized thing, like, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk. If If when you communicate with me because there's an issue, you have to make it sound like either through your tone or what you say that I'm the issue, even though you're the one that did something, and that's why I'm irritated, I'm not going to respond. Like, no, you're just being a dick. You're just being a dick. Why the fuck do I have to say anything? Until you push me to the point where it's like you consistently do that. And depending on who you do that in front of, yeah, now I'm going to really be a dick to you. I'm going to fucking flash back at you. And it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for you to experience me amplifying your dickery and sending it right back to you. And then they're like, oh, why are you like, because you being a fucking dick. That's why. That's why you don't like it. Don't act like that around me. Don't project that shit at me. You can't not project it at me, then you need to not be in my life right now or ever. Because I want my peace. Oh, but that's selfish. Yeah, I need to be selfish. If you can't take into consideration the way you waft that toxicity around, then yeah, I need to be selfish because you're not considering me. So I'm selfish for considering me, but you don't consider me. So you're selfish too. You know what I mean? Evil laughter. Evil laughter. Sarcastic evil laughter. I'm just saying. Words have power. Now is the time to get your point across. With this card, you may also want to you may also want oh, okay. With this card, you may also get a clearer direction in the way to proceed. This is the house that represents neighborhoods and siblings. Either this has to do with a sibling or maybe you could stay with a sibling. I don't know. This is the area of your chart that reveals how you think, speak, and communicate. It signifies your need to know and demonstrates how we put our concepts and thoughts into words. You're in search of answers and in need of unlocking mysteries, but your mind is agile and are able to grasp every detail right now. You may wish to express this mental suppleness through writing, speaking, and researching subject matter, which has always intrigued you. So I'm wondering if maybe for some you need to actually have an in-person conversation with a sibling, maybe one that you're close to, and if you're close to a sibling, they kind of know who you are, right? That's the assumption. They know who you are. They know your character. They know maybe that like you don't just have tantrums, and they can see that this person is being manipulative. Maybe they've already suspected it for some time, but they didn't want to interfere. They wanted to respect your privacy, so they haven't said anything. And when you come to them and finally say something, then they're going to be like, I already knew. I figured, but I didn't want to like interfere and butt in. So I'm sorry you're going through that. You know what I mean? Someone who can just really validate because they know you. Like my siblings pretty much no, except the toxic one. I have one toxic one. The my siblings, they know like I don't start shit. I don't start shit. But if you're gonna bring it to me enough times, bitch, I'm gonna serve that shit up hot. I'm gonna serve that up hot. My siblings who are non-toxic and they see who I am, they know that this is me. Like I've always just been like a mothering person. Like I do for you everything that I possibly can and you don't even have to ask me. I see a need and I offer, and I don't hold it over your head. It's just, I just want peace. I want everyone to be at peace. I want everyone to be comfortable. I'll go out of my way for this. No, you don't have to pay me back. No, it's not going to be this thing that came with strings and later on I'm going to collect. But in that positivity and that loving nature, nurturing nature, I have equal amounts of destructive behavior where if you push me too far, I mean, that was a better like evil laugh, huh? Yeah, but they know that you have to really go above and beyond. That you have to really, 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 really years and years and years keep going above and beyond. And then finally, Once you get me to that point, there's no returning. There's just none. None. And they understand that now. They're like, well, you did that. I'm not going to go and tell our sister, you did that. You did that. Like, you started shit that you didn't need to start. You know? So, this feels like maybe that's a message for you to connect with those who maybe love you like a sibling or actually are your sibling. Let's see. You may wish to express this mental suppleness through, okay. You may suddenly wake up with an idea that could turn out to be very lucrative. You may even be toying with the idea of writing a book, starting a blog, perhaps a screenplay, or a position at a local news media outlet. There couldn't be a better time than now. As well as dreamy or imaginative writing and poetry, the third house also represents dexterity, swiftness, curiosity, and figuring out the mechanisms of what makes things work. So I'm wondering, are you analyzing someone? You're watching someone, or someone's watching you? They're analyzing you. They're trying to observe the machinations of your mind. That's what it seems like. So this could mean expressing yourself about something rather technical. When this card comes up in a reading, there's a need to uncover all that you can and relate the information to others. Issues dealing with siblings may come up. There may be questions you must resolve to do with brothers or sisters. Your neighborhood may even be going through some changes. Let's see. This card may indicate secretive actions carried out at night, perhaps meetings or even, oh shit. Is this person having meetings about you with siblings at night? My thing is this, okay, and my logic is not always the best logic. It's not always the most common. If you're in a relationship and you are close with your partner siblings, that's beautiful. If your relationship is having problems and you are close with your partner's siblings, those are your partner's siblings. You don't get to go to them and try and rally them against your partner. Those are their siblings, not yours. Not yours. Okay? Not yours. You don't get to use that as an ace in the hole to try and, twerk their arm into a submission move. That's shady. That is shady. I've had three sisters. Two of them, I kind of, at one point, one of them I got very close with, and she was always very careful of not involving me in whatever was going on in their relationship. And it was always just this thing of like, there's just stuff going on, and I'd be like, do you want to vent? And she'd be like, yeah, that's your brother. I don't want to do that. That's your brother. And, I know like you love me like a sister, but that's still your brother. And so I still have love for her to this day. To this day, I still have love for her, despite them having not been together for years at this point. Years. Okay. Still have love for her. My other sister, she's very respectful of not spreading things, and like, just she's never come to me about any issues that they're having. She just, they deal with it with each other. We're developing a bond, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then I have the third sister, who's rightfully last. Um, Most toxic motherfucker I know. So, this most recent time that I have been exiled, as though I wanted to be around, they wanted they were expecting me to accept their call while I was working in a session with a client. And the call was so that she could basically talk shit about my brother to me because because um like, didn't you move on already? Aren't you in another relationship? Like, what the fuck are you still so concerned? Why do you still have so much venom? Why do you feel like it's appropriate to keep coming to me about my fucking blood family? Like, okay, several years now I've been playing along just because I want a relationship with my niece and nephew. Just like, yeah, no, ooh, I'm done. Yo, I'm done. Like, fucking toxic as fuck. Like, I'm good. Their sibling is theirs. Their sibling is theirs. You can be close all you want. Go vent to your friends who are not related to your partner. That's ugly. That's ugly. That's manipulative. That's an attempt to bully and coerce. That's no, no, that is not okay. That is not okay. I'm not talking about situations where maybe there's like, DV involved, right? And you need to get in a safe space. And okay, that understandable, understandable. The sibling can help keep you physically safe. Okay, understandable. Temporarily stay there and then, go and find your own place. And, absolutely understandable. You going to the sibling to vent? You mean alienate them from their sibling? Yeah, yeah. No, no, not okay. Not okay. Not okay. That's not, but they're my friend too. I don't know. I don't know. This card can also mean, okay, wait. So, look for noise and radical changes you may not be so happy with. It can mean that an area may start to appear old or decrepit. Be careful of how you put your thoughts and feelings into words. Other persons may not be as warm and receptive to your words and ideas as you hope them to be. Yeah, because they've already been poisoned against you. Um, oh, have you guys ever heard of Rhett Price? Rhett Price. I love violins. Oh my God. Okay, anyways. This card also means you'll be walking or talking your way into and out of tough situations. However, you will be mentally able to grapple with issues and sort them out well. Important documents and other paperwork are indicated. Oh. It almost feels like you have something that's kind of been saved, stored away to serve as evidence of the toxicity. And maybe you're going to use that to show your siblings, like, yo, this is what I've been dealing with. Um, this is what I've been dealing with. So kind of just let me handle it. Don't get involved. It's not a sense that I get where it's like you're gonna tell your siblings so then all of you can like rally together against this. No, it's kind of just like, listen, there's a lot of things you guys don't understand has been going on. And I've just been trying to be very private about my life. But just look at this little bit and just stay out of it. Don't let them trick you into like getting involved. Now, I also get a sense of if it's like if it's sisters, I don't know. I feel like the sisters would like rake this person through the coals. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm the only sister out of how many brothers, and I'm the youngest. I promise you, though, you fuck with my sibling, I will literally drag you by your hair and toss you into the water to bathe you, cleanse you of your sins, holding your hair, just like using you like a washboard. And cleanse you of your sins because that nasty ass behavior needs to be cleansed. Like you're not gonna fuck with my sibling. Mm-mm. No, you're just not gonna fuck with my sibling. By the time my sibling comes to me to tell me what's going on, my siblings don't be involving me in their personal stuff. They be trying to handle their own stuff. I'm telling you, if they tell me they tapping me in. They're like, sister, baby sister, I'm gonna need you to fuck someone. Like you guys witnessed it that one time. Like, my brother tries to handle all his medical stuff on his own. But that time he called me. He was in the hospital. He called me and he's like, "Hey, they're fucking with me here." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you need to come here. They're this and that." And remember, I went. I'm like, I'm ready to take the whole fucking hospital down. I had everything documented. You violated his HIPAA. You violated his patient rights. You violated my patient rights in association with his because I'm his legal representative. Like, I was like, I'm going to fucking take this whole institution down. He told me not to. He told me to stop. So I had to stop. But ain't no brother getting fucked with without my involvement if you tag me in. So that's the feel that I get. Like, fiery, I don't know if maybe they have siblings or what, but anyways, this card also indicates a fortunate time to start a business of your own. Okay. Something to do with deciphering codes and messages. You may also become involved in studying other languages, anything related to and working towards a common good. So I'm wondering, like, if this is for some, and it's kind of specific. For some, is this an indication that you and whoever this soon-to-be former partner, you guys have some sort of financial commingling, and it's time to separate the finances? Like you both put into it, you both did the work and whatever, so you have a rightful stake to whatever portion is rightfully yours. Kind of just liquidating that and investing it in something else so that you can have financial stability on your own terms, where you're not so dependent. And I'm wondering, if you did do that, would it then be this thing of maybe you can work it out with this person because their ability to control you, their hold over you, has been taken away, and now it's level ground again. But then, at the same time, I'm kind of the mindset where it's like, do you really want to be with someone like that? Where if they were to ever get another foothold, if they were ever to get another upper hand, that they would absolutely, because I mean, my logic is this is within their character. If they're already doing it to you, then they're absolutely capable and willing to do it again. I don't know. That's just for me. I'm not as forgiving. I'm kind of just like, once I get to that point, really, there's nothing to forgive. I just need to accept that you are who you are and just move forward. Like, no, I'm good. No thanks. Kind of just, yeah. I've already seen what I needed to see with you, and it's just time for some toodles, toodaloos. Let's get a final card. I'm gonna go live my best life, meaning I'm gonna go eat. It's just time to eat. Ooh, that Alicia Keys song. I keep on falling. Here, and out of love with you. Sometimes I love ya. Sometimes you make me blue. Times I feel good. Okay. Sometimes I feel used. Oh, shit. Beyond the threshold of fear. Card number 25. 2 being the number of guidance, 5 being the number of change. When you combine that guidance and change, you then enter into a place of completion, which is the number 7. I don't know. I've just been producing a lot of saliva. What? Card number 25. Beyond the threshold of fear. Ooh. Enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. It's your fear holding you back like a bar behind the door. How I celebrate for you. After so long away from home, you're finally returning. Beyond the threshold of fear, you dispense with your doubts, hesitations, cautions, and tentativeness. They are old friends with whom you no longer have anything in common. Goodbye, old friends. I wish you well, you say, while turning your face to the burgeoning light of a new and yet ancient world. You are visiting as though for the first time, and yet somehow also remember deep in your sacred heart. Finally, we can sit together in the charming courtyard at home. We shall tell our tales of adventure and laugh, and we'll dance and sing. Eventually, day shall pass into night, and we'll gaze beneath our feet, our mouths gaping open in awe, and minds utterly blank, rendered dumb in sweet submission to beauty, as we watch the world spinning on her axis. After so long, you're changing your relationship to fear. No more shall it hold you in its thrall. You're becoming able to observe it, to witness it, and even to have compassion rather than resistance. Instead of unconsciously sabotaging your growth and choosing to slumber in the darkness, you awaken and delight in the light and sound of your divine being. Push and pull, one step forward and a half step back. So it has been for so long, and you have endured. Yes, you are winning the race. Brave one. Fear is left to fizzle out. It was always a far less beautiful firework than your passionate conviction for love anyway. Better to let that dazzling firework come to light instead. Much more satisfying. What a spiritual marathon you've been running. Now the end is in sight. You're drinking the sacred waters to replenish you from your journey. The cups are pushed into your hands by encouraging angels as you approach that blessed sash marking the finish line. Your body and soul are on this journey together, and now you're ready for victory. And yes, to rest and recover from the effort. Rest now before a new adventure begins from a completely different state of being. This oracle comes with spiritual guidance for you. You have broken through a barrier, a self imposed barrier of fear, whether it seemed to originate from within your consciousness or from an external set of circumstances. It held you back from taking the steps you're now taking or just about to take. These steps may feel strange, new, uncertain, and exciting. Your mind might not have received the memo that fear based existence is no longer in operation for you. It may need a loving, tender, reassuring, and firm update that the relationship you have with fear is now rather different. You are the witness, not the victim. Your consciousness is strong enough to hold it in compassion. You don't collapse under its weight. In fact, it's becoming less and less substantial for you. When it's there, it seems less convincing than what it once appeared to be. Compelling still at times, perhaps, but not anywhere near as powerful as it once was. That power has been claimed by your heart instead. So give your mind the memo. Get used to the new way and take steps. Test your legs, you'll find them powerful and ready. Get set to fly. Test your wings. Trust is one, daring is the other. You'll find them enthusiastic for flight and ready to learn to ride the currents. Purpose built for soaring to great heights. Trust in your vision. Without the murky filter of fear, it's sharp and clear. You can see what is meant for you, what is true for you, what is beckoning you forward now. Take the running leap. There is no darkness and light for you anymore. Just life, living, free and clear. I'll be running and flying beside you. We'll soar and dive, rise together. Let's play. It's time. It's time for you to have fun and play. Enjoy your journey. Not be so cautious about every single step because what will someone say? Who will you disappoint? This and that. All these different things that you consistently have to worry about. Because what? These are not your fears. They never have been. These have been placed upon your shoulders because someone in your life has told you, has convinced you, they're not strong enough to carry these, yet they're strong enough to make you miserable. If you're strong enough to start drama, if you're strong enough in mind and body to try and control someone else, you're strong enough to carry your own toxicity. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. We don't need to know what this person has been through. Everyone goes through something, yet not everyone expects others to carry their burdens, their toxicity. My logic is this: you don't want to carry that toxic load? Work on it, chisel away at it until it no longer exists, or until it's the size that you're comfortable carrying. But at no point are you entitled to someone else being your bellhop and carrying it for you through your mansion. No, that's not how it works. You're not entitled to anyone healing you, not when you refuse to do the work yourself. That's just not how it works. And when you see the people in your life or the person in your life behaves this way, well, then there are things that need to be considered. I don't know what your solution is. I don't. I'm not an expert in your life. I'm someone that has opinions based on my life. My life is not your life. It's time for you to take ownership by making decisions for yourself, not waiting for someone else to tell you what to think, how to feel, how to act, how to react, what the proper response is, where you should move to, what you should do. And no, that's what got you in this position in the first place. You let someone else do this to you because they had good intentions, because you trusted them. I want to always be worthy of your trust, so I'm not going to do that to you. I'm just not. Not because I can't, but because I choose not to. Because I want you to understand how powerful you actually are. Because you're powerful. If you are powerful enough to create this level of misery, you're powerful enough to create the polar opposite. It's just a matter of wanting it. It's just a matter of creating it. It's just a matter of welcoming it back home. And if you feel displaced in your life, that means it's no longer home to you. That means it's time to carry forward all of you, all of your learning, everything that you've learned thus far, and move it into a new mental house. Move it into a new physical, literal house. I don't know what your solutions are. I have my own ideas of how to make you feel whole again. But only you are the true master of your life. Only you are the one that truly, truly knows who you are. Not the you that you've been trying to play to appease, to placate other people. The actual truth of who you are. Maybe you're someone that doesn't like arguing, so then don't argue. It doesn't take argument for you to leave. If they want to argue as you walk out, okay. Let them be who they are. Argument is not a reason to shackle yourself to a situation. Like you don't want to argue, so you're going to stay in a place where they argue. That makes no sense because you don't want to deal with what they're going to say when you leave. Well, if you don't want to deal with that, I mean, how the hell are you going to deal with it for the rest of your life? Sitting there, and that's who they are. And the only time they're not going to argue is when you're doing exactly what they say. You deserve more than basic existence. You deserve an environment that celebrates you and encourages your thriving, not your survival, your thriving. I'm not talking about money here. I'm talking about something much more valuable, something much more priceless than just being able to offer you money. I'm talking about your sovereignty, your personal peace. It's not worth it. It's not worth sacrificing those two things for anything or anyone. It's just not. It's not. I promise you, you can find someone else to have a relationship with that's just as toxic as this. You can. You can. You can also hold that space open so the right person, when your paths cross, can very beautifully and perfectly fill that space and create a Zen place for you to exist, where you can be who you are and you can share your thoughts and it's peaceful. There's no fighting about it. There's just an acceptance of, oh, that's what you think. That's your perception. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, do you think the same? No. Oh, you don't? No. But I can see the value in the way you think. How powerful is that to be able to exist with someone that's like that? More and more people are shifting their perception to this, where they don't have to agree with you. They don't have to be exactly like you. You don't have to be exactly like them. You can coexist in that diversity. You can be unified in that diversity. You can step together forward as equals, individuated sparks of identity, yet still equal. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful type of connection to build and cultivate. For some, you might have to build this from the ground up with another person. For others, you might come across this and you might then just see it for what it is and just cherish it and continue to nurture it. I mean, really, the potentialities are endless. You're not going to have that in the environment you're in, not from what I can tell. If this is resonating, you're not going to have that in the environment that you're in. Oh my gosh. Are you okay? Cody's mom is crying. Oh shit. So she's crying. I wrapped her up in some energy, right? It's 11:33 on 12/3. So it says, here are ideas you can try searching to get more inspiration. No matter what may have changed for you, we've got your back. You have until December 7th. You have until December 7th, and how the Tomorrow War produced a terrifying alien. Someone alien to you. It's a Tomorrow War. It's what you'll be fighting the day after the 7th. I feel like this is a personal message, not for me, but for those who are not, who are hesitating to make specific decisions. That's intense. That's intense. She stopped crying. I wrapped her in energy. She stopped crying. I don't know why she's crying. She says, I don't think she's addressing me. I don't know if she's addressing you guys. I don't know. But what she says, you deserve better. You deserve so much better. That's not all she wants for you. I should probably end this live stream. She's really upset. She stopped crying, but she's really upset. Whoever needed to hear this, I hope you got whatever confirmation you needed to hear. I hope that if anyone's going through these types of situations and it's resonating too deeply, it's feeling like it's a personal reading for you. I hope you understand this is nothing but a primer. You're struggling through a lot. It's a very difficult period, but this is priming you for the rise that you are going to experience as you begin to take your steps forward. This struggle and this hardship is preparing you to be worthy of the blessings and the grace that you're about to receive. Every time my life gets difficult, not only is it preparing me to rise, it's preparing me to be worthy and mature enough to accept the beauty that comes after that. And it usually arrives as soon as I release my need to understand, release my need to control, release my resistance, as soon as I let go of expectations of how this is to play out. This happens for every single thing in my life. Every single thing in my life. It happens so regularly that I'm no longer scared of struggle. I'm just not. It still stresses me out, but I'm not afraid. I get frustrated, I get exhausted, but I'm not afraid. I know no matter what happens, it's going to end up beautiful. I just have to hang in there. I just have to hold on. I just have to listen to the guidance of my soul. For those of you who were present that day, I was live streaming and, my brother was in the hospital. And he called and he was, I answered it because I knew he was getting a procedure done for his heart. And I needed to answer it to make sure his procedure was okay. And then I just started sobbing out of just pure joy. And it was because in that procedure, he was hospitalized because he almost died again. And his heart was so weak, it was functioning at about 7%. It was such a bad situation that he was being prepared. He was actively in the process of being prepared for an LVAD assist surgery. LVAD surgery. That's called the left ventricle assist device. They're going to implant a pump to bypass your left ventricle because they're scared you're going to die before you can qualify for a heart transplant. He was that close to dying. I didn't really share the gravity of what we were going through. And he went through a massive cathartic moment the night before. And then early that morning, he needed to have, he was going to have another procedure done. They were going to take a look at his heart. They were looking to see if the clot in his heart, it was the size of a quarter. And they had just seen it maybe a few weeks before. It was still there. They were going to check if the clot was still there, and if the clot is gone, if it's missing, they could do what's called a cardioversion, where they're going to shock his heart to stop it, and hopefully his sinus rhythm would convert back to a normal sinus rhythm. He'd been in AFib the whole time, completely irregular heartbeat. And, not only was the, not only was it the clot was gone, it was suddenly like, it's gone. It's gone. Um, they did the cardioversion, and immediately his heart converted back to normal sinus rhythm. He went from 7% function to over 30. You just have to hold on. You just have to believe to the point where whatever happens, it's for the best. That I'm not holding on to him staying alive. I'm holding on to him feeling alive. And when he no longer does, that I'll have to have the grace to let go. And it's not me giving up on him. It's me loving him in whatever way he asks me to love him. And just holding that space to allow life to unfold the way it's destined to unfold. Not trying to control, not trying to manipulate, not begging, not anything, just being fully present as a witness to the unfolding of miraculous things called life. And it's just one of those things where it's like, people can say like, oh no, that's no, that happens. His entire cardiac team doesn't know what's going on. They don't know what to do. They've never seen a patient not just stabilize, but recover to this degree. They've never seen this. And these are specialists. These are specialists. They're not half-assed people. His entire team is the top of the top. They're specialized in literally end-stage heart failure. They're so good at what they do that they can pick and choose who will be their patient. They turn most people away. They turn most people away. Instead of believing the heaviness and the darkness that you're living through, believe that this is just an indication that you're being prepared to receive a bright light, that you would not understand the brightness of it until you first are completely consumed by the opposite, the darkness of the same intensity as that light. A darkness as intense as the brightness of the light you're about to receive. I still don't know what's going to happen with my sibling. I just know that every single time he should have died, he chose not to. He literally chose not to. That's all I have to go on, and that's all I need to believe. That until he chooses to, which I don't think he's going to choose to, then he's not going to. And that his stubbornness is now being used for something so profound. Something so profound. So profound. So profound that it goes beyond what my human brain could possibly ever comprehend. But I'm just going to sit here and continue to witness it. I'm going to continue to witness what the human mind can convince the human body to do, which is defy all the odds. Defy all of the odds. If you're going to be defiant for the right things. Do not defy your healing. Do not defy your grace. Do not defy the compassion that's building inside you for yourself. Be defiant towards the things that seek to destroy you in ways that are not part of your destiny. Just because it's happening to you does not mean you're destined to be ended by it, to be destroyed by it, that's the end of your journey. Maybe it's the end of the journey of that part of you that currently exists, just so the new part of you can be reborn, step forward and take over. We really don't know. And if you don't know, why do you keep trying to control? Because you're afraid. And it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid and give your soul control. Things might not pan out the way you're expecting, but I promise you, they'll pan out the way you need it. The way you need it. This is about honoring what you need at this point, okay? Honor what you need, grow, hold space to witness yourself within your own process. This is a very difficult period for those who are going through something like this, and it's the holidays. That makes it even harder. It makes it even worse. And this sense of obligation to not ruin other people's holidays. Can you just let go of the obligations for now? Just take the rest of the day to breathe. Breathe deeply. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. You don't have to become a completely different person. But when you begin inhaling your truth, slowly, surely, you will shift 1 degree at a time until you are properly aligned between self and soul and back on the proper trajectory. No one knows what that is. Only you do. And you only know it after you have arrived where you're supposed to be. Little did you know you've been flying this whole time. That should tell you. You know exactly how to live. You know exactly how to thrive. You've just been preoccupied. So, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I hope that this talk really, really just helps you to come to terms with the fact that you're powerful, you're necessary, the world needs you. You haven't even achieved this place of positioning yet where you can see clearly the gravity of you. Don't be quick to judge yourself. Be even slower to condemn. Your life still has to unfold before you can begin the process of understanding. So allow it. Give yourself permission, okay? Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'm going to be live tomorrow for a dragon fire ceremony. With that, it's going to be a solar eclipse tomorrow. So if you'd like to get fire blessing, fire code activation, a solar eclipse blessing or activation, you can go to the link in the pinned comment for that video. Okay. You could also find it on my website. Excuse me, emmieevolving.com. It's the solar eclipse dragon fire ceremony. You can find that on the homepage. Browse around, see what you need. Even if you don't buy anything, join me tomorrow. There's a lot of energy that's wafting around. This energy can be detrimental, but it can also be used to help heal you, to accelerate your healing process, to push through blockages. You don't necessarily have to buy anything. Just being bathed in that energy, in the presence of all these people coming together for the same intent of self-healing, self-empowerment. Sometimes that's enough. If you need a little bit of extra oomph, get an expedite. But sometimes it's enough just being in the presence of like-minded people, people who want to heal in the most peaceful way possible, who are willing to do what they need to do to reclaim their sovereignty, their personal power. You know what they say, birds of a feather, they flock together. And what if we each represent the feathers on that same bird of love? It takes more than one feather to fly, just like it takes more than one wing. We can all support each other through this, okay? It doesn't have to be all darkness and loneliness. No, we can do it together. We can encourage each other. It's not just me. You guys can encourage each other in the comments and everything, okay? Really, let's really make a decision at this point to elevate this community that we've already created. We've already created a really beautiful community, a very loving, supportive community. Let's elevate it even more. Let's take it to that next level. Let's all become healers. Let's really take it to that next level, okay? So I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, everyone.